Hi everyone, this is Jay Johnson with dailytexture.com. Today I want to introduce you to the new Summer Splash collection and some fun things I'm doing with it, which you might use for inspiration in your own art. So I'm having my morning coffee here and I am working on art, which is my favorite thing to do. Now I've done several images here. Let me get to where I can show them to you. Let me get to my website and I'm going to show you these images right here, like this, and these city images with the name and the heart. This is a special series I'm creating, and I'm doing the same thing in each one with creating them in my own way so that I can create a cohesive series. I'm doing some things like this one, which is for nature lovers, and I'm even doing some animals. This one had a little different application, but it's very similar. But last year I did a grouping of textures. Let me get over here. They are in the August. These were single textures. I did a little series in August of 2015, and I called it Summer Blast, where I did these bright colors and lots of splashy looks. And I did Summer Blast 1 through 7, and then an end of summer texture as well. And those are available singly in August of 2015's category on the website. This year I've decided to do this new series called Summer Blast. Summer Splash. See, I'm confusing myself. I'm sorry about that. This is actually a collection. This has 14 textures in it. Let me go to the website and show those to you. They are already in the store under collections, Summer Splash, and here's a small image that gives you a preview of each one of them, and then here's some of the samples I've done. But there are 14 in here. They're all bright. They all have splashy, lots of texture, lots of unique markings to them. They're great for creating a very abstract piece of art. I've had a lot of people ask for tutorials on how I'm doing this right here. They're pretty similar to what I describe on the tutorials page on the video working with the Nature Splash texture collection, which is another really heavy texture intensive splashy grouping, but they're more earth tones. They're more for nature, where these are more colorful that are in this set. And I've had a lot of people ask me for these tutorials, but pretty much it's the same way that I do in this video. So if you want to go watch that video, you can learn how I just blend it right in with the subject, right over the subject. But I'm going to show you a quick little demo here on this one. Oh, I want to go back and show you something else. The Summer Blast, excuse me, the Summer Blast textures that I made in August of 2015. These are some examples here of pieces I've created with that to create some really bright, colorful, abstract animal art. And I called this the Colorful Expressions collection that I made. And those were with last year's textures, but that's the same goal I'm going for with these. Only with these I'm doing some landscapes and some cityscapes specifically. So let me get rid of this cover photo here. This right here is the image I'm working with. This started with a photo of the New York City skyline. And I have already ran Topaz Impression on this skyline photo to get the abstract, really loose, painterly, saturated look that I wanted. Yes, I'm going to blend this with the texture. I'm going to mask away certain parts of this to blend it with this texture, Summer Splash 4, which is underneath. And I've already pre-done this, so I don't have to have a long drawn-out video. So I'm going to bring this up. This is the one I've already masked. As you can see my little mask here, I've masked away the water to bring it right in with the texture underneath. And then I've masked away some of the sky. And I got it looking like it was blending in very nicely. And then I took Summer Splash 5 and I placed it on top. And I set it to hard light. And I've been playing with different layer modes. I have overlay, soft light, hard light. Hard light I like because it really gives it some grit right through here, which I thought was kind of neat. Still, it's a little dark right here. So I'm going to see what I can do about that. And I'm looking at my mask and I can see I can bring some of that back. So let me scoot this. I don't know if I can scoot this up while I'm recording, but to show you the masking tab. Not really. Okay. There's a masking tab here in Topaz Photo FX Lab that I'm working on. I'm going to bring some of this right here back a little bit, or I'm going to try to, just to brighten up that edge right there so it's not quite as dark. And I brought back too much of the water, so I'm going to go back the other direction and with a little smaller brush and kind of brush some of that away to reveal that texture right there. But it's still a little too dark. So I'll bring some of it back. And this is just a back and forth. Let's see what else I can do with this corner right here. Okay, that's without the top texture, and that's with the top texture. Wonder what happens if I flip the top texture around. Oh, that's kind of nice. A little bit too green over here. Don't like that. I like the green over here. What if... Okay, that's with hard light all the way at 100%. And it's darkening this corner more because this is darker red and darker purple right here. So what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to brighten just this side. And I'm going to use this Topaz Lens Effects on the top texture layer and see if this will work. I like reflector and gold left, and it kind of brightens. See how this is before, this is after. It kind of brightens that up. So I'm going to click OK. There, that brightened things up just a little bit. I like that. Now I could turn the hard light layer down if I want to and kind of get it where I want it. But I actually like it all the way up. Yeah, I like it all the way up. I could adjust the saturation of this layer and bring that down a little bit, like so. I could really boost it. I liked it like it was, with that strong blast of yellow right there. Now I could mask away some of this layer if I want, so let's try that. To tone down the yellow a little bit right here and reveal these buildings a little bit more in there, and then go over here and kind of tap right there. That kind of brightens that corner again. It's another way of brightening the corner. So there's different things you can do. You can do them on the top layer, on your main image layer, on your bottom texture layer. But that's how I'm doing these. I'm running Topaz Impression on the photo layer first before I ever do anything. Then I'm opening that in Photo FX Lab, putting a texture of my choice underneath, and then masking away parts of the photo layer, which is now a painted photo layer, to blend it right in with that bottom texture. Then I'm putting one on top, and I'm usually using overlay or hard light on these because I want a very strong, bright, colorful, abstract, fun feeling. And I like this pretty well, so I'm going to click this from stack, which I don't think you can see because it's off the screen, which will merge the entire layer. So wait on that to finish. Okay, that is done. Now I'm going to duplicate it because I don't want to mess anything up on there. I'm going to run Topaz Clarity on the merged image. And I still like fern feathers, even for city things. It just makes everything pop just a little bit. So I'm going to click OK. Makes the texture and the city skyline painted image pop. There. Now, this corner is still bugging me. So I'm going to pull out another one of these and see if there's something else I can do. I'm looking to brighten it with a little bit of texture detail to it. Let me try this one. That's got some brightening ability right there, possibly. This is all just an experiment. There's color dodge, overlay. That's kind of neat, but I don't like it everywhere. That's before. It's going to be too faded. Let me go back to color dodge. And that's without any opacity on that layer, and bring it up just a little. There. Now what I'm going to do, set it to color dodge at 25%. I like what is done here. I don't like what is done everywhere else. So I'm going to do what's called invert mask, which is basically creating a mask over the whole thing, taking everything away. And then I'm going to put back, just here in this bottom corner, some of that layer, like so, which is giving me the look I'm after for that bottom corner, to add a little bit of texture there and brighten up that corner without bothering anything else. So this is before and this is after. See how just applying a little bit of layer of a texture, another texture on top, really boosted that up. Might even go up here a little bit, kind of lighten some of this as well. It's a little too dark on that upper edge. Now let's try before, after. Maybe even brighten this a little using that layer, which is set at 25%. Bring a streak of it in through here to brighten that. So the light's coming from this direction. So I put Summer Splash 7 on top, turned it to color dodge, set it to 25%, inverted the mask to create a mask over the whole thing, and then in bringing back right here part of that layer so that it will blend in, or brighten up that side and corner just a little bit. All right, now I'm going to hit from stack again, which is going to create another merged layer. And I'm going to have a sip of coffee while that processes. Okay, now we're going to duplicate that so I don't mess that up. I'm going to run clarity on it again and see if that gives it too much detail or not. It gave it too much detail up here. The city line is kind of cool. Pumped it up a little bit. So once again, we're going to click OK. Because I'm going to use part of this clarity adjustment layer. Since I duplicated it, the original is underneath. Once again, I'm going to invert the entire mask and just bring back the clarity layer where I want it, which is right here in this, on this city line area, in this corner. See my little mask right there? That's where I'm bringing back the clarity layer, so I'm leaving this alone. So this is before, this is after. It's very subtle. Move the flow up, the opacity, give it a little bit more oomph along that city line and this bottom edge, but leaving all of this alone. Before, after. See, it just gives it a subtle little boost right there. I like that. From stack again, gives me another merged image. All right, there's my final image of New York, which I like. Now I'm going to go put the words on. So let's click OK and get out of Photo FX Lab. This takes just a minute. I have a lot of layers. There we go. So now I'm back in my host program, which is Corel Paint Shop Pro 10. There's my image right here. My finished image. Now I'm going to add some words to it. So I'm going to my font, and the one I've been using for this one is called, to find it, Soul Mission, and I believe I had it set at 200. And I put it on in white, and then I'll change the color. So I'm going to type New York right in the middle, or more toward the top. Yeah, I'll go down a little bit. I have to decide where I want it, and if I want to, I'm going to resize this font down just a little bit. Oops, messed up my spot right there. Okay, now I'm going to change the color of the font. This is the color it is. That's not the color I want it. I'm going to go to the properties of the font, and I'm going to start playing with colors and decide which color would work best. And I just kind of look around and start grabbing colors. I usually try to go with a bright color. The yellow is going to be too bright. That's going to be too dark. Let's go with a brighter orange there. See what that looks like. Nope, that blends in too much. So I'm going to choose something different. Let's try the bright yellow. Nope, that blends in way too much. Let's go with purple. That's better, but it's too dark. So we're going to go down to a little more purple. A real bright purple. Don't like that. All right, let's go totally opposite of what I'm doing and go. My favorites to go to is these turquoise colors. That's a little better. Still not light enough. Bring it down. A little better. Go a little bit more toward the white, bluish white. That's kind of cool. Now I'm going to change the opacity of the layer mode. Just go through different ones and see if anything clicks with me. Not the opacity, the type of layer mode. Now that changed it completely in color. I don't like any of those. So we'll go back to the normal. Let's change this color again. Let's go with a, see, this is the longest process right here. Let's go with a red and then change it. Even though that's too dark, when I go through these different layer modes, it may give me something I like. And it may not. I may have to go back to the almost white. Nope, that didn't work. All right, let's go back to on the yellow side, and a really light yellowish white. All right, now let's go through the layer modes on that. That kind of allows it to pick up the color. That's that luminance again. Oh, this is luminance L, which allows that to pick up the color. And then this is screen mode. Now I like screen mode, and these are too faded out here. Go back to that screen mode. That looked pretty good. I think I've used that on a couple of other ones. I like that pretty well. I'm going to give it a drop shadow, just very slight, which is going to deepen, make it pop out just a little more. And then I'm going to merge all. So now I will save this as my main image. And then I will take the main image into Painter, which unfortunately I can't do on this video because for some reason when I open Painter it's such an intensive program that it will crash the program and or the video, and I don't want to do that. But all I'm doing once I take this and I go into Painter is I'm adding my heart. I'm painting my heart on there that I want. Every heart on these is hand painted in that software. And I mean, you could do something similar to this with your work that would, where you can create your own type of subject you want to work with and put words on it and put a symbol on it or paint a symbol on it. But I decided it was the heart was what I was after here. So I take each final merged image after I save it into Painter and I just paint the heart and that's it. And then that becomes my final image, which is like these on here where I'm getting, like, say the heart. I'll just paint that on there. But that's how I'm working with these. It's the Summer Splash collection. And like I said, there are 14 of these in there. They're really fun to work with to create abstract, colorful art. You can do something like I've done and create these poster type images if you want. I hope you enjoy working with it. And if you have any questions or anything, just drop me an email through the website at the Contact Us. A lot of people will contact me on Facebook through the business page. And that doesn't always work real well because Facebook doesn't let us know half the time when we have contact from somebody or comments or whatever. So it's best if you need to contact me, use this right here on the website because that comes direct to me. And if I'm out photographing and not able to get to it, don't worry if you don't hear from me for a while because I take care of all of this myself. Nobody else here answers the customers unless there's something wrong with me and I can't do it. So it may take a while, but it's definitely within 24 hours and usually much, much sooner than that. So I hope you enjoy the collection, the new Summer Splash collection. Thanks for watching and have a great day.